Gold jacket, green jacket, who gives you?
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gold Jacket, Green Jacket podcast. We are here for episode number 15. My name is Christian Dragonetti. That is Joel Mitchell over there, Australian PGA professional. We are brought to you by Halfcaf Golf as always. Joel, mate, how you doing?
That is Joel Mitchell over there. That thing.
That
I'm good, man.
thing over there
How
is
you
Joel
going?
Mitchell. I'm good, mate. I'm good. You know what? I'm a little bit tired.
Did you hit him good this over or not?
Yeah, I hit him all right. I went out and played 9 holes with my mum this afternoon.
Cold.
It was very cold.
No.
I'm told her she's going to have to start paying me for my time if she wants to keep playing golf in that sort of weather.
That's understandable. $10 a hole. Is
$10 a hole, no worries.
That's sort of standard. I like that. No, that's good.
Just a little flat rate there. No, I hit him all right. I think, we played 9 holes. I shot maybe 2 over.
It's standard. Just stable.
Just went and smacked it.
Solid.
Better
Sometimes
better than Saturday. Saturday was
stinky.
crap.
Stinky.
Very stinky.
Very smelly. Very smelly. Tell
How
you what.
about you, mate? How was your... I reckon we should do this every week.
What?
We should start, and credit to Mitch Cooper for giving me this idea. We should start each episode by telling everyone our most recent round, which generally for me is on a Saturday.
Okay. Yeah. All right. You start. Go.
Cool. So
We'll designate 5 minutes at
Not
the
even.
start.
2 minutes.
Go.
On Saturday, I had 27 points with 4 wipes. Playing off 5.
Okay. So the holes that you didn't pick up the golf ball before you went in the hole was solid.
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Relatively.
Yeah.
I played Heidelberg Golf Club, funnily enough, but I'd put driver on Rosanna every bloody hole.
He told me that. He goes,
I played 3 different golf courses. That's how badly I was hitting driver on Saturday. And the boys will attest.
sideways. Oh. You're usually pretty fucking streamlined. Like, if you do miss the fairway, it's not huge. You know what I mean?
There's something going on in the hip back area that's just getting
Cold
me.
weather, bro.
Cold weather.
Cold weather.
Mitch said it as well. He goes, we need to start playing Arvos. And I'm like, I couldn't think of it.
Not even that. You just need, in the morning, you designate that extra hour, which is what I do. I do that all the time. When it gets in summer, when you're waking up warm, generally you just do your stretches and off you go. But I generally try and, you know what I sometimes do if I'm really cold? I just put, I have these skins on. I put trackies on over that, 2 jumpers, and just run on the spot as hard as you can for a couple minutes. It just gets the blood flowing. Then before you know it, you're puffing, and then you go, fuck, I need to take a jumper off, and then you're warm.
Oh, fair enough.
Little cheat code.
Little cheat code. How about you, mate? How's your most recent round?
Look, my most recent round was, what's today? Monday. Yesterday.
Sunday.
So Sunday, yes.
You
Sunday.
played at Heritage?
No. So my best mate and then 2 of my good mates challenged me to a game, to a match. 3v1 they wanted to do.
3v1. Good style.
So my best mate is just getting into it. He's pretty athletic. He's got a bit of speed. He's only just getting into it. Hits a good ball.
Okay.
Once he gets some control with everything, he's gonna be a solid player eventually.
Okay.
He'd probably play off 25 now, but there's signs. You know what I mean? You
there you go.
can just tell there's signs. Anyway,
Yep.
my other mate Dan, he's really getting into it, really fresh, and he's that technical guy that everything has to look good and has to be on plane. So it kind of goes into that rabbit hole and it kind of stuffs him up sometimes.
Yeah.
So if he frees himself up and stop looking like he has a pole in his ass, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
He'll be fine. When he hits it well, he hits it well. It's just he needs to get a bit more liquid with it, which
Yeah.
I tell him all the time. And he'll get these very fresh, very new, and it's almost overwhelming. Anyway, they challenged me to a best ball. So 3 of them.
Yep.
Best ball plus a shot a hole versus me.
Wow. Okay.
So they all play out their best hole, take a shot off that versus me.
Yeah.
Right. So it's 18 shots,
Yeah, right.
essentially. This is at Ivanhoe.
Oh, I love Ivanhoe.
All right. I don't actually mind that place.
It has its value.
It's
has
just
its
fun.
value.
It's just fun.
Yeah.
Right. Had good
Just a
grass cover.
fun
It was in
little-
all right condition. It was actually
Fun little public track in the
little-
northern suburbs of.
The last time I played there, I shot 59.
You're kidding.
No shit, which is 6 weeks ago.
Fuck.
8 weeks ago, I shot 59, right? Which is 11 under. Then I'm like, I said, all right, you've got 18 shots, guys. So essentially, if you shoot around 80, you probably get it done,
Yeah.
right? They shoot 79.
Shit.
So they shoot 9 over as a threesome.
That's not bad.
Take 18 off, that is 61. Guess what I shoot?
61.
61. Fucking 1. Right? I'm ropeable. Ropeable. Because they're like, we halved you, we squared. I'm sitting there after shooting 9, just like, really? Seriously? Like, headless.
It kind of goes back to our topic last week that we were talking about a little bit.
Yeah.
We're like, look, the lower down the spectrum you go in terms of handicap, the less credit you can give someone who might have had 36 points off a 35 handicap because it's still whatever that number is total.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
So they've shot 79, which is a 61 in their handicapping.
Yeah.
But you've shot a legitimate 9 under, and it's a more impressive round for you to do that than it is for them to do what they've done.
I see what you mean.
But it's just like
I was like, really? And I had to hole like a sliding birdie putt on the 18th. This uphill par 3, it's like 135.
If
and
that,
I hit 8 iron to.
I hate that hole.
I hit 8 iron onto the top deck to about 10 foot, and I had to. It was sort of a bit sliding at the hole, and I had to hole that literally. And I didn't know that was the actually half the match.
Yeah, right.
But anyway, so I hold that. So I'm like, okay, sweet. And we end up doing the maths at the end. I'm like, you got to be kidding me, all that, and we square. So yeah, I'm not going to claim it like as in like I shot 61 or 9 under. It's like because it's a fun little public deck. I sort of expect myself to shoot a number low,
and it's short
because it is short. There's only 2 holes that are 420 meters and up.
Yeah, but aren't they par fives?
They're both par fives, and then there's one other par 5 that's like 395 for some reason.
Yeah,
and it's weird, but anyway, yeah,
it is what it is.
That was my
golf
last
is
round
golf. That's
yesterday,
fun.
which was a bit of fun. So hit it good actually. I actually hit it good. I hit it solid.
Good.
Yep. Had 2 iron on a string, just hitting stingers was sick.
Man.
So, yeah, that was good fun.
Well, I suppose we might do that a bit more often going forward. Just
each
recent
ep.
round, just to
Most
update
recent
the
one.
people. Let them know how shit we actually are.
Speaking of going scuba diving, you'd like to see generally at a major, the 4 majors of the year, that you want people to get their teeth kicked in. You want to see over par win, or you
Not
want to
this
see
week.
you want to see 2 under win. If you shot 2 under, you missed the cut. Oh, not quite.
No,
1 under.
you make
1 under.
the cut.
1 under made the cut. But if you shoot over par, you miss. You miss the cut. Generally, 3 over 3 over makes the cut.
So for relevance and for context, we are recording this Monday here in Australia, and this morning was the final round for us of the PGA Championship.
Yeah, real late. Real late last night into early morning. Yeah,
Right.
Yep.
And it's a good thing you mentioned real late last night because that'll lead me into my second cut question later on. So if you want to listen to that, stick around.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I'll give you a little. I'll give you a bit of an insight.
Okay.
So PGA Championship at Valhalla in Louisville, Kentucky. Unreal golf course.
Oh, amazing.
Unreal
And
golf course.
Considered difficult because it's long.
Yeah.
7,800 yards,
And I think the length,
which is long.
it's so long, but I think the length definitely reared its head a lot, and
Yeah.
blokes struggled. But the thing was, they got 2 days of rain, softened everything up,
Yeah.
and the place just became absolutely
But it was
playable.
also warm.
And it was warm.
It was warm.
So the ball's travelling.
They said 88 degrees Fahrenheit, which is what, 30 degrees?
Yeah, something like that.
What's that, 30-ish? Because guys were in pants and sweating. What is it? Do you have the conversion there?
Yep, hold on. 88 degrees is 31 degrees.
There you go. 31 degrees.
Celsius.
Right, so that's warm. So balls flying.
Ball's flying.
Balls carrying.
and
Balls.
it's sticking
Yeah.
because the greens are soft.
It was very, very green. Rough is the bluegrass is this long. And you know what? Looking off some of those tee boxes, it didn't really look like there was much landing room.
no,
You know what I mean? It didn't look like it was just wide open. They could hit it wherever they want.
no.
It's just, I reckon it was just one of those weeks where there was dead calm. There was no wind, like no wind all week. Nothing.
No.
There was rain Friday morning,
Yep.
which leads us into another topic, whatever happened Friday morning. If everyone's, have you been paying attention
Yeah.
Friday morning? What the fuck? And
No, it's Saturday morning.
second round.
Yeah.
Oh, their Friday morning.
Their
Sorry,
Friday
their
morning.
Friday morning.
Ours
Our
Saturday.
Our late Friday night, Saturday morning. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yes. To confirm.
We'll get into that again.
Yeah.
But the
That's a bit
tournament was
later,
won by
but
Xander Schauffele.
at 21 under par.
21 under, which is a record.
Yep.
I think the lowest winning major score in history. Definitely the PGA.
Definitely. It was what? No, not major history. No, I don't think. I think it ties it. Didn't Tiger have 21 at Augusta, or was that 20?
Maybe 20.
Yeah, because I know DJ had definitely had 20.
DJ and Cam both had 20.
Do you want to look it up real quick just to confirm? Because I'm actually curious now.
Right.
Because Xander had 21, which and
And,
then
and the thing about Xander is as well, we both had him pretty high up to win the Masters.
yes. So we did 2 episodes before one episode before the Masters and one recap of like predictions, and then we did like a recap of like how we think it went. We didn't do a recap for this event, so we didn't really have a prediction.
Xander Schauffele set the record at 21 under par, and that is the lowest winning score at a major championship
There you go. Fuck. There you go.
in history.
And the crazy thing is, he had to shoot 6 to win.
Yeah.
Birdied the last. How it didn't lip out, I don't know, but not the point. fantastic. Good on him. What a week. Shooting 62, shooting 9 red in that first round was, and I got to say, hats off to him because that's one of the best displays of golf I've ever seen.
Oh, unreal.
And I've watched Furyk's 58. I watched Bryson's 58. What did he shoot? 58? Yeah. And
58, yeah.
I've seen many rounds where they shoot 10 or 11. I saw JT's 11 when in 2018 US Open.
Yes.
Was it 2018?
Yes, I think so.
And I watched that, and Xander's 9 at Valhalla was like, whoa. He had this look that I'm like, okay. He had a little bit of something.
The other
shot
stat
that.
I heard this morning, because I watched gave myself a bit of a sleep in this morning on my RDO. So woke up at 6 a.m. I heard another stat. One of the commentators was saying that he would be the first person in major history to shoot 9 under and go on to win.
Oh, wow, really?
So you have these rounds where blokes go scuba diving on one day, but then they don't really do much else.
Yeah.
Because they just get the right end of the conditions and stuff.
That. Yeah.
And we saw that a little bit with Shane Lowry in the third round.
He was right up there, though.
He was right up there. He equaled Xander Schauffele's record or course record score, which the 9 under was a course record.
Do you know another stat? That there's only been, with those two 62s, there was only 5 other occurrences in major history that another 62 has been shot, and it was 2 in 1 week.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Back-to-back rounds.
That's ridiculous. Nah, not back-to-back, because Schauffele was the first.
Oh, sorry.
Lowry was the third.
Of course, sorry.
And,
no, you're right.
And for me, when I was watching these scores come in and throughout the days, obviously you wake up on the Friday morning and see that someone's gone scuba, 9 under in the first round, you go, whoa, everyone's going to go low.
Yeah.
And a lot of people did.
Well, you could see it. There was 6s, there was 5s, there was 4s.
7s.
There wasn't 7 in the first round.
Oh, there was 7s out there, though.
Oh, there was 7s out there, of course.
There was 7s.
Well, Bryson...
Because if there's 9 out there, there's 7.
Bryson's final round was 7. Sorry, I thought you meant who shot first round.
No.
There was every number out there.
And then, obviously, Shane Lowry has his in the third round, and instantly my heart goes, I want him to win. Straight away. I've got a soft spot for Shane Lowry.
2019 US Open winner.
The Open winner.
British
Open.
Sorry, British Open. Sorry.
And I'm like,
the Open, yeah.
He's the only Open champion to hold it for more than 1 year
Really?
because of COVID.
Of course, you know.
But I instantly wanted him to do well. Lucas Herbert did well for the Aussies. He was, I think,
A couple Aussies.
couple Aussies did well.
Woozy did
well.
fantastic. Finished 9 under.
9
top
under.
something.
9 under, top.
Imagine being 9 under in a
26.
major and losing by 12.
Well, hang on. Imagine being, that too, but then also being 9 under and being tied for 26th in a major. Lucas Herbert finished 6. He shot 3 over on the last day, which was unfortunate. Just got some of the scores up here, guys.
9 under at Augusta
Thomas-
gets you outright second.
Thomas Dietrich,
Yeah.
someone who is of that ilk of, or like,
Great DP World Tour player.
but then we'll also have one good round almost every major.
Yeah.
He'll shoot a 6 or a 5.
He'll
and
throw
then
something. He'll throw something mid-60s in there.
The next day he'll come up and have 3 black and just think it up.
Yeah, he does.
To put together a pretty good performance, he's tied for 4th with Colin Morikawa at 15 under and shot 5 under on the last day.
He was just there.
Just there and
Yeah.
just really good. I also like Robert McIntyre.
Yeah, he's good.
He's so
Bobby
fun.
Mack.
He's a little junior Shane Lowry, but from Scotland instead. Shoots 1 under on the last to finish 13 under.
It's
But
good, solid.
All right, I've got to address. There's one elephant in the room. Colin Morikawa's putter this morning. Did you watch any of the final round today?
I didn't pay attention to any of Colin Morikawa's round, and I've still got like 4 holes to go to watch.
Right.
Because I just want to see how it panned out.
Yeah.
Like, I know, obviously, Xander holds that putt in the last to win and beat Bryson. Bryson was on the range hitting. Anyway, we all know that because we've seen it. But
Yeah.
I haven't seen the last 4 holes. And I watched the first 14 of Xander playing, and I couldn't recall any shot that Morikawa hit. I don't remember.
So, putted well all week.
Yeah.
All week, right? And then coming into this morning, I was thinking, right, he's right up there. He's 15 under. He shot even today to stay at 15 under.
Well, he parred the first like 11 holes or something.
He parred
He parred like 11 straight.
something like that. It was
He
more.
parred- he
I think
parred
it was
every hole
more
on the
than
front
that.
nine.
I think it was more than that.
Really?
He just couldn't get it going.
didn't
Every green he hit, he was just outside that makeable range.
So the
it was
percentage
a
went-
guaranteed 2-putt, for par. But it was also like
But he had to hold some.
he hit a whole sum.
Okay, so proximity to the hole wasn't good enough.
Not that great.
considering how everyone was stumping it all week.
Correct.
Man.
Correct. But also, it was surprising because there's two things that Colin Morikawa does really well, and it's iron play,
Proximity to the hole for one.
proximity to the hole,
Yeah.
and he putts dots. He putts dots.
It's weird. He goes through these waves. Like first round of the Masters, put the putter in the bin, grabs a new one.
Yeah.
Or grabs a different one, then rolls it mint.
Yeah.
Right. And then goes into this week, rolling it mint. Right. And then
And it just goes
it
ice
just has
cold.
that. It just goes stone cold for one round.
Ice
it's
cold.
really strange. When he putts dots, he putts dots. That's all of them, really.
Am I
Hit me. Oh, you're about to say something fucking weird.
wrong for really wanting Bryson DeChambeau to win?
Here's my thing.
Like, am I seriously?
I
'Cause
love where your head's at. Love where your head's at. Here's my take on him. When he first started out, he had a very similar build to me, what I've got now. Not really much of me.
gonna say,
Shut up. Not really much of him. No, now, oh my God, I look like his skeleton. Right? I look like his skeleton now, but when he
you
first
look like
really
his twin that he ate in the womb.
Exactly. See, when he first started out, he had a very similar build, sort of just longer limbs. He was a bit taller. He's taller than me by a couple
Tall,
inches.
lanky. He was a tennis player.
Pretty much, exactly.
Looked like a tennis player.
Exactly. He was just that tall, and he didn't have much speed. He just had it in that slot. Then he went all beefcake.
Yeah.
Right. And then started speed training the shit out of everything, and then hitting 8 irons 210 yards. Right.
Scary.
When he went from that transition, I loved him when he first came out, when he first started getting going, because I'm like, this guy's crazy.
And he's different.
Because it's all maths, and he's very unique, and it's a weird swing.
And he's a nerd.
And he's a nerd, exactly. He's a golf nerd and maths, science. It's all that. Anyway, and then when he beefed up a little bit, he became a bit of a knob. And I
bit of a knob, yeah.
I didn't have any respect for him at all, because I'm like, you think you're better than everyone else because you now hit at 340. It's like, but nothing else is good. Then he tuned everything up. The reason why I have respect for him is because I watch a lot of his content on YouTube
Yeah.
and love it.
Yeah.
Love it. And it's really, I went into a rabbit hole watching him and sort of studying, well, not studying, but really understanding and learning exactly how he approaches the game.
Yeah.
And he's able to back it up. It is so impressive. And I find he's actually a really good guy.
Yeah.
He's a really good bloke.
Seems like a legitimate
He's
bloke.
just legit. He's calmed down. He knows his place. He plays some good golf. He's hungry. And I reckon he's a fantastic player and a guy. I really like him.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I tend to agree with you. I think he obviously burst onto the tour. He was the maths guy, the physics guy, as you said, beefed up, turned into a bit of a twat. And now all of a sudden, he's sort of dialed it back in terms of when to use the speed. He's become a bit more mature with it as well.
Well, he's also made it go.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
He's brought everything in, which
Yeah.
is unbelievable. Shoots 20 under today, which is a record tying score at a major,
Yeah.
claiming that he hasn't hit driver this shit for weeks
Yeah.
in his presser in the after
He didn't
after
hit
his
it
round.
that great.
He didn't hit it that great. He's obviously hitting big draws with his driver, and he's always done that.
Yeah.
But when he's saying that his best part of the game is driver, and he can't get it there, it just goes to show how much of a better golfer he is compared to when he even won at Winged Foot, right?
Very well said. Well said.
The whole thing with his training though was, I remember seeing interviews, and he said it on his own YouTube channel at one stage, I believe. He was going to overtrain the speed.
Yeah.
He was going to hit a point where each milestone needed to be unfamiliar.
Yeah.
And then he would keep going past it so that the old goals became familiar. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if
I get what you're saying.
if he's got a goal, let's say at 135 mile an hour club head speed,
Yeah.
he's going to hit it and then try and go to 140.
Yeah. And
so
then
that 135 feels
normal.
comfy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And
wow.
then he's got to go to
That's
145 so that 140 feels comfy.
That's
and
a
then
weird philosophy.
That's exactly how he said he was going to do it.
Yeah.
Because now he can step it up and just go click his fingers and go bang. You want you need 390? I'll give you
390.
I'll give you 390.
And if he catches one on a frozen rope, it goes 390.
Right, but then you think about it, right? And golfers in general, the spectrum of ease down the bag obviously grows.
Yeah.
Your 8 iron's a lot easier to hit than your driver.
Yeah.
So now that he can hit his 8 iron 210 into these long par threes, and blokes are hitting 4, 5. Even I saw someone, I'm not quite sure who, hit a low punchy 3-wood.
Yeah, that 14th
think it was
hole
Luke
Valhalla, 246 yards, and a lot of them pulling out hybrids, chipping up 2 irons and 3 irons.
He hit 6 iron.
He hit 6 iron for 3 days and hit 7 iron today. Left it short, didn't hit it good.
No.
But hit 6 iron from 245 yards.
And, I watch other YouTubers and like Bubby Golf is one that I really like watching because he just smacks it, right?
Yeah, he doesn't care
he's-
where it goes.
And he's the only person that I've seen kind of, aside from Kyle Berkshire and Martin Borgmeyer,
Yeah, of course.
kind of get regular dude, get close to that sort of yardage.
Yeah.
I hear the guys on Good go, yeah, it's a 215 yard par 3. I'm hitting 7 iron. I go, what the fuck?
What are you talking about? Yeah.
Because that's what? That's 190 odd
190
meters.
meters, yeah.
7 iron.
190.
You can barely get 4 iron there.
That's a long way.
It's a long way.
Yeah.
But no,
But don't forget, Bryson DeChambeau's 9 iron is 34 degrees.
yeah, it's my 7
That's
iron.
his standard 7 iron.
That's my 7 iron loft.
So it makes sense. It makes
complete
but
sense.
But the thing is, if his 9 iron was standard length or standard loft, or if anything was standard loft, he would spin it to the fucking moon.
Oh, 100%.
He wouldn't be able to control it. He would actually have less control
It'd be
of
100%.
overspinning it. It would go way too high, and he wouldn't have any control. That's why he has to do that the way he does, and that's why he 3D printed his irons.
Yeah.
Because he had to do it. He had to make him in a way that was going to suit his game
Absolutely.
and his speed.
Yeah.
So
I think he's fantastic for golf, and he's probably, if I'm going to watch live, I'm probably at the moment I'm watching it for Bryson.
I'm watching him. I completely agree with you. Now I am anyway. Now I am
Cam's meh. Brooks.
Nah,
is
I love watching Cam.
You love
'cause
watching Cam
Cam's
Smith,
our boy.
but he's like,
Cam's our boy.
he's not drawing me to live like Bryson is.
Nah, because he's having a good time. He doesn't have that hunger for competition anymore,
That's
and that's
it.
what a lot of them went to live for. Speaking of Bryson and those ridiculous carry numbers, you brought up a topic during the week on the phone that you wanted to speak about.
Yeah, hang on. We've got to address one massive elephant in the room first as well.
Oh yeah, no, yeah,
Dude, like-
yeah. Sorry.
so
I skipped straight past that.
Second round. Second round. And I will not go any further by saying that the events that occurred in the morning leading into the second round are tragic.
Oh, horrible!
Right?
It's not even what happened to Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah.
It doesn't
pales
even cast a shadow on what happened that morning.
pales in comparison.
Exactly.
So if you weren't aware, if you haven't watched the tournament, if you've been living under a rock for the last 36 hours, 48 hours, unfortunately, a pedestrian was struck by a shuttle bus.
A worker. Yeah.
And this person was later determined to actually be working at the event.
Yep.
Struck by a bus, unfortunately, lost their life,
Yep.
which is really tragic. And then the area immediately outside the golf course was shut for obviously investigation purposes and stuff. However, the players and the media were told that they would be able to get access into the golf course.
Correct. 3 miles, they reckon, up the road was the blockage, which is a long way.
6.5, 7 kilometers worth.
Is that how long it is?
Yeah, it's like 2.2.
Is it that far? Is it? I thought it was like a bit over 4K. I could be wrong. Anyway, few miles in their terms up the road was the stoppage on both ends, and of course
6.5.
Oh, there you go. Fucking, that's a long way. Officers just everywhere. You know Jeff Darlington, that reporter? Yep, he reported the whole week. Great reporter. He videoed it. He was standing this far away. He was standing 10 feet away from Scotty when this happened.
So what ended up happening, the players were told that they would be allowed access into the golf course. Now, Scotty Scheffler, it's worth noting, drives into each of his tournaments in a vehicle that is provided to him by the event.
So that means it is
Branded. It's got the PGA Championship written on the side. It's got Scotty Scheffler written on the top right of the window.
Exactly.
Everything there says
Player vehicle.
Player vehicle.
Player
Scotty
vehicle.
Scheffler, number 1 player in the world.
And it couldn't have been stickered any better. Jeff Darlington said you can't miss it.
No.
You can't miss it.
So Scotty has moved into a separate lane.
Yeah, a little median strip.
A little median strip. To which, from what I unless something else has come out since I've seen it, a officer tried to like flag him down, stop him,
pretty much.
and then latched onto his driver's driver's door handle.
Correct.
And then was dragged essentially for 20 yards, they reckon.
Yeah.
Which is 15 meters.
Yeah.
And then the car came to a halt. I'm assuming someone's realized, holy shit, someone's holding onto the car here. And then Scotty was questioned and then subsequently arrested.
Yeah.
And charged with, I think, third degree causing mischief, second degree assault of a police officer. Aggravated assault.
That means he's gotten up and tried to swing.
Right.
That's what that means.
And if you saw the video, it's completely false. And then reckless driving and all these other charges and stuff.
Yeah. Not adhering to traffic
Fast
laws.
forwarding
Blah, blah,
slightly. Fast forwarding slightly. I'm hearing today that the charges are going to be dropped.
Absolutely, they
tomorrow morning our time.
Absolutely, they should.
And I watched all of this unfold when they were, he was then taken to a local county jail.
Yeah.
He was thumbprinted.
Yeah.
He was mugshot.
Yeah.
Everything.
All of
The
the above.
mugshot's been plastered all over Instagram. I heard someone, fast forwarding again, when he came back to the tournament, he was walking to the range and someone yells out, "Scotty, your mugshot's better than Tiger's."
I like that.
It was mint. It was hilarious. And I think even Scotty,
like
you could just see his cheeks just sort of
You're not going to turn around and go, yeah, that's a good one. But you got to obviously smirk. Like, come
100%.
on, you got to smile.
He ends up getting released 3 or 4 hours later.
Yep, 8:40 a.m. he was released.
8:40 a.m. Now, it's a good thing you mentioned that time. He was scheduled to tee off at 8:48.
Yep.
All the tee times got pushed back. Or 8:08, sorry. He was supposed to tee off or something.
No, 8:48. You're right. 8:48.
And then all the tee times got pushed back by an hour and a half.
Hour and 20.
Hour and 20 minutes, whatever
Something
it
like
was.
that. Yeah.
So then he's teeing off at 10 past 8. Or 10 past 10, rather. 10:08. And the whole drama of, and I was watching the coverage thinking, cool, he's not at the golf course yet. Show some blokes hitting balls.
That's what I was thinking as well.
And then I just kept thinking,
well.
Americans love to chat. Americans love to chat drama, and Americans love controversy,
Well-
which is everything that this is.
But the thing is, on the flip side, if you went to Tosti being 2 over par, chipping onto the 6th green, you're going to be like, wait, hang on, I want to know what's happening with Scotty. You know what I mean?
but-
So there's that flip side. But I understand what you mean. I want to see see the PGA.
I don't need to see two guys at a desk like we are now talking while and that's all I'm seeing is just the two of us talking about the same topic over and over and over again. I reckon I counted in a 10-minute span. They said that Scotty Scheffler was due to be released at any moment now, at least 37 times
It was a lot.
in a 10-minute period. I'm like, all right, cool. Have the audio of those guys talking.
Yeah. Or even have a little side screen down there with the PGA.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do a picture in picture.
I understand what you mean.
How
Yeah.
hard is it, right?
Yeah, I
don't
understand.
care that, Joe Bloggs out there is 9 over and he's going to miss the cut. I don't care. Couldn't care less. I'd rather watch him hit balls into water than two ugly blokes talking about whether or not Scotty's going to make his tee time. They cut to the rules official 3 times. What happens if he misses his tee time? He doesn't play. What are they going to do?
But you did say that ruling.
Yeah, and it
with
was
that-
fair enough. And it made good television. I'm not going to deny that.
Yeah,
But it's
yeah.
also not what I wanted to see for 2.5 hours while it was unfolding.
Fair enough.
Right? And, we make light of this situation. It's a serious incident.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And I'm going to move on. He gets to the golf course.
Yep. At 9:12 he arrived at Valhalla.
9:12, right? Yeah, I love that you've got all these details. in your mind.
I've got it here. I've
Right?
got it here.
It's good for something.
Oh, this one.
He gets there at 9:12 and everyone's like, oh. But here's the funniest thing of all, right? I'm sidetracking again. He gets there at 9:12, right? He's taking his headphones off.
I'm listening. I might as well not be here.
He gets there at 9:12 and then they cut to the rules official to go, what happens now? And the guy goes, well, he plays. Like,
what are you talking about?
He's
Yeah, what are
on
you
site.
talking about?
He has to stick to his tee time.
Yeah.
And I just kept thinking, mate, if I can go to my golf course on a Saturday and do a 15-minute warm-up and then go shoot 9 over, so can Scotty.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I don't care. You don't need to have, you're not owed a 4-hour preparation for a round of golf just because you're Scotty Scheffler. You have a tee time, stick to it. If you can't, you withdraw.
They basically said if he doesn't arrive onto the grounds before 10:00 a.m., then they get their particular group gets postponed until he's adequate enough to play.
Yeah.
That's all they said, because in that ruling, rule 5 point something 50 million point A, they said with extreme circumstances, then the board can determine, or the match committee
Which
can then
this
determine.
was. It's worth noting.
This is about extreme as you can get without him dying,
Correct.
right? Shouldn't have said that with the circumstances that happened that morning, but
No.
you know what I mean?
100%.
So it's
But-
like I said. I'm glad that you had all those details as well, because that's exactly what happened. And if you watch the video that Jeff Darlington posted, you can quite obviously see that. And Jeff Darlington said that Scotty wasn't questioned when he put down the window.
No.
The officer reached into the car, opened the door himself, and ripped Scotty Scheffler out of the car. Put him up against the car and just cuffed him.
Yeah.
Put him in the back of the van and said, there's nothing you can do. He is going to jail.
And they kept making mention that because the cops were wearing yellow high-vis jackets,
Same as the volunteers.
same as the volunteers.
Exactly.
And Scotty at one point, Jeff Darlington said, Scotty turned to the officers and said, I'm so sorry this has happened. I did not recognize you as a police officer.
Yeah, I didn't know you were a cop.
Right? Because you're wearing that jacket. And
is-
the only thing, it's a standard yellow high-vis jacket that's got police written on the back, on his back.
That guy didn't. That guy didn't. They showed the exact jacket that had it. It didn't.
Really?
There was a lot of them that did. 90% of them had police in.
Even
in
more so.
Bright,
100%.
in bright, like you couldn't miss it.
100% then
couldn't miss it.
the charges get dropped. He
Mate,
gets let off.
it's. I reckon that
100%.
police officer's in a bit of trouble because of the intensity he went about it. After Scotty going, what's going on? That's a player marked vehicle. You said players could go through, and that's Scotty handled it fantastically.
And we'll great segue because we're getting straight into that. He gets to the golf course at 9:12, straight to the range.
Yeah.
Doesn't hit a putt. Or maybe hits four.
No,
putts.
he hit a couple bunker shots, a couple putts. That was it.
Right on the way back to the tee box.
Yeah.
Goes straight to the range, flushes everything, and then goes and shoots 5 under. We've spoken about it at length about the mental capacity of golfers and the ability for them to just switch everything
And
off,
I've-
switch the outside world off, and just focus on the task at hand. That right there
He's world class.
is the pinnacle of that motto right there.
And that's the reason why he's world number one is because that mental game, and I can't stress it enough. That's why we've had so many topics on mental stability and mental control and all that, just to be able to completely block everything out. Because let's face it, after standing on that tee box at 10:08 a.m., hitting a tee shot at the second round of the PGA Championship 3 hours ago, he was in a jail cell warming up.
I love Max Homer's.
Like, yeah, good save, just quietly. But it was unbelievable. And it was such an eye opener just to see how good he is and how good those players are. Because actually, not even just those players, just him in general. There would be not many at all, if any at all, apart from him, that would be mentally equipped enough to go shoot 66 in a major championship after being arrested 4 hours previous.
I've just looked at his round by round scores. He had a 66 the day of.
Yeah.
And I reckon a lot of that, considering his next score, I reckon a lot of that is adrenaline
Oh, and it caught up.
because it caught up to him and he shot 2 over the next day.
What do you do?
However, he then backs it up with another 65 this morning
Yeah, another
for
6.
a total 13 under.
Yeah, there you go.
So
There you go. Fantastic.
Yeah, he had
Fantastic
his one
stability.
day where, and you don't know, he might not have been affected by it at all, and he might have just had a shit round of golf and shot 2 over.
Well, he said he wasn't feeling like himself, and I can't help but think it must have been a factor, but you never
100%
know.
it's a factor. How
never
can
know.
it not be a factor?
You never know. You never know.
Look, the dude has just gone so far up in my respect.
Oh, he was always
Values
sky
and
high,
stuff.
and now he's now because of that, and just the way he handled it, and the way others eyewitnesses described how he acted, and how he took it on the chin. Essentially, he was taking it on the chin. He's standing there going, "Well, fuck.
What do I do?
What do you do? Like, there's no point acting like a dickhead. There's no point kicking and screaming, going, mate, do you know who I am? Let me out. Like, blah, blah, blah. He goes, fuck, what do I do? You know what I mean? It was unbelievable to watch. It was awesome to watch. It was awesome
And if
to
he
watch.
had gone on to win it, holy
Oh, that would have been the
shit.
best. That would have been sick.
Holy shit.
That would have been sick. Anyway, yeah.
Now-
Let's swiftly move on. I want the
Hang on.
hit me.
We haven't even spoken about Xander.
Yeah,
Just
true,
quickly, Xander
true.
Schauffele, we both picked him for the Masters as one of our top 5 picks. He comes away with his first major championship win
Mm.
at a tough golf course in easy conditions, but he hit the ball unreal.
That's well said. Actually, that's well said. Tough golf course in easing conditions.
Right.
That's
Otherwise,
well said.
Does it change if the conditions were worse? Does it change the outcome? Probably not. I still think he was the best
he
player.
had that week.
He was the best player across the 4 days. Hit the ball unbelievably. If the conditions weren't as good as they were this week, that under 21 under is probably looking like a 10 or 11.
10 to 12. Yeah.
But then
well
also
said.
Bryson's at 8 or 9. You know what I mean? Maybe less. I think it was Xander's week all along. We're both super, super stoked for him
Yeah.
because he's a great player and he deserves it.
It was almost the relief. It's like, finally.
Because in my opinion,
There we go.
he's the best player on the tour at the moment yet to win a major up until this morning.
Up
obviously.
until, yeah, of course. Oh, well said. Yeah, 100%.
Right,
Well, he
and-
said he was the only one out of the top, one of two out of the top 10 that hasn't won a major. Or one of
No. There's a few that
one of
haven't
two
won
out of the
majors.
top 5 it might have been.
Billy Horschel hasn't won a major.
No. Top 10 in the world.
Oh, top 10 in the world.
I think he's like one of two. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
there.
maybe.
But it's something like that. He's one of two that out in the top 10 in the world that has not won a major yet.
Yeah.
And it's just
Yeah, hats off.
tip of the hat.
Really well done.
Great week. Unbelievable.
Really well done. Now,
Yeah,
moving
let's
on.
move on.
Now, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your feedback from last week's episode. We had our
Yes.
first guest, Michael.
Yes.
Did a really good job.
Yep.
He was pretty nervous about how things went, but no, he did pretty well.
Just before we move on to this one, just to clarify, I know we say we're not a tour podcast, essentially.
No, we're not.
But
we've always
like
said we're
Drags
going to
has
cover
said,
the majors.
Those 4 weeks of the year, we're going to cover something. So
We're
there's
probably
there's our 2 cents.
You can guarantee, or we can guarantee you guys that we're going to cover all 4 majors. We'll probably cover the FedEx Cup playoffs towards the
Ryder
end,
Cup.
and definitely the Ryder Cup.
Yep, 100%. That's
and
it.
maybe the President's Cup.
Yeah, let's do that.
All
Fuck
the
it.
major golf events of the year,
Yeah, we'll
majors or otherwise,
We'll put our 2 cents in.
briefly.
Yeah, I like it. Like
Cool.
the heads up. Cool. Sorry.
So Michael was on the podcast last week. Thank you very much.
Shocking, Michael.
Absolutely. Did a really good job. Thanks, Miko, for coming on. He sent me a video on Saturday,
Hear me.
and it was put up by Golf Digest, this bloke. I can't remember his name, but he was talking about how tour players in particular, and we've just said we're not going to talk about the tour, but we're not really. Tour
It's
players,
the topic. It's just
pro
the example.
golfers and tour players in particular don't necessarily attack the golf course in the same way that amateurs would. And what I mean by that is, I go out on the golf course.
Yeah,
every
okay.
week.
That's what I was about to say. Dumb it back. Not dumb it, but bring it back to
Yeah.
the topic of how you'd approach it.
Yeah.
Then what? Do you want me to give my example of what
We
it means?
will. We'll just see how it
Okay.
goes.
Yeah, go.
I go out onto the golf course every week.
Yeah.
And I hit my ball down the fairway or into the rough, wherever it is. More often than not, it's in the rough.
No, it's not you straight. Yeah, anyway.
And then I get to my next ball and I've got a shot into the green and I instantly zap the flag
yeah.
with my rangefinder.
Uh-huh.
And 9 times out of 10, that's the only number I look at,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And there could be bunkers front, bunkers back, trouble left, trouble right, whatever the case may be.
Uh-huh.
And all I do is go 162. Sweet. Hit 6 iron.
Yeah, because that's what goes 162.
That's what goes 162. And I'm going to preface this by saying that if that's you, you've been playing golf wrong this whole time. Because I have been too. Right? What this video was depicting was that tour pros and professional golfers to a high standard, such as yourself,
Yeah.
don't all. Yes, they take the flag into consideration, but the one number they're worried about is what's called a cover number.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Now,
yes,
what this means
yes.
is generally a lot of the issues in a golf course on like leading up to the green, a lot of the trouble is short.
Generally, yeah.
Bunkers, water, thick rough, rubbish,
Something.
whatever the fuck it is.
False front,
False front, cover.
Yeah,
These are things you need to
et cetera,
cover.
Yeah, et cetera, et cetera.
Right? So what you'll see is they'll go, Bryson DeChambeau and his caddy on the weekend go, all right, Bryson, we've got 193 yards into this flag, but it's also 179 cover. Which means that to cover the nearest trouble, whether it's a bunker or whatever we've just said,
Yeah.
179 yards. So
Yeah.
Bryson and his caddy will then make a decision on what club to hit, not necessarily based on the carry number to the flag,
Yeah.
because the greens are huge.
Yeah.
The flag could be fucking anywhere,
Yeah.
but more about what that specific trouble is and the number we need to get over it or around it
Yeah.
or whatever it might be.
So what anything below the tour, what you're rewarded with is obviously a rangefinder. On the
Correct.
tour, you can't use one. Practice rounds you can. Or
PGA
sort of
Championship you can.
Your practice rounds you can.
PGA Championship, you can.
PGA Championship.
They were using. This is the only major on the calendar that has allowed rangefinders.
You're lying.
Nope. This has been a thing for like 2 years.
So the PGA Championship that was just played,
Yes.
they're allowed to use a rangefinder.
Yes.
The fuck?
They did it as a trial
I never
like
knew
2
that.
years ago during COVID, or coming out of COVID.
I hate everything.
And it was a
about that.
real. I think the players loved it because they play golf like that anyway.
Yeah, well, one of the hardest bits is, and another thing that I love, and the reason why
I'm pretty sure that's still the case. I definitely saw Bryson and his caddy using a rangefinder today.
really
100%.
far out.
Yeah. Don't headbutt the mic.
Yeah, I
mate.
know. I just realized that. Anyway,
Douche.
no. Well, the reason why they talk about carry number or cover number is when they use a yardage book, they've got about 3 or 4 numbers to use and to jumble around to get that perfect number when they're hitting into a green and hitting off the tee, of course, because they want to know how far that bunker is, what's my landing zone, what sort of portion of the fairway do I want to hit, and what number from there gives me the best club in. That's the sort of it's 2 or 3 numbers off the tee, 3 or 4 heading into the green. So obviously there's a cover number of a bunker, water, rough, false front, whatever it may be. On that yardage book, it will have from a certain position on the fairway, and that's why you see them pacing out a lot because they go from sprinkler heads.
Yeah, and I was going
or
to
they
say,
go from landmarks.
any caddy worth his money nowadays is putting a lot more than 3 numbers in that yardage book.
100%. They're going. The front of this bunk is there. The back right of this bunk is there, and they also do numbers depending on the angle. Because 178 to that bunker from the left side of the fairway, it's 178, but from the right side, it's 171. So it's also, they do angles as well. There's a lot of numbers on that score.
100%.
On that yardage book, your head would spin off if you don't know how to read it. And I love using yardage book.
Oh, it'd be
because
sick as
it
if you
takes
knew how to
away
use it.
it takes away that exact number that you said, 162. Cool, that's the number I got to hit. It's like, no, I got to hit it in a window of about 157 to 163. What number is going to get me inside that circle?
The best.
At the best. And if I hit that circle, sweet, I've got a birdie putt.
Yeah.
And then it comes down to that flat stick. And the closer it gets to the hole, sweet.
And a really important point that this person on the video, again, I can't remember his name, made was that your club selection should be made based on what, even if you hit a poor shot,
Yeah.
you got 155 in
Yeah.
and you pick 6 iron.
Yeah.
And that's going to, if you flush it, it's going to fly the green. But if you don't flush it and you hit it like you would any other time on the golf course, it's going to be that number.
Well, that's the difference with a tour player and someone of less of a caliber, of a lower
Amateur
standard,
status.
of a worse standard.
Yeah.
The tour players don't expect to miss-hit it. And
No,
if they
God, no.
do, their miss-hits are fantastic.
Yeah.
So that's why it's not about how good your good is, because everyone's good is good. It's how good your bad is.
Yeah.
And that's where I really pride myself on improving lately, especially in the past probably 18 months, is my miss hits, as poor as I think some of them are, I might be a bit sort of pissed off with a certain shot, and then he goes, Joel, you're 30 foot. And I'm like, yeah, but it's not where I want it. I hit a shit shot.
It's the age-old joke of a typical scratch golfer being upset with a 3-foot birdie putt. I didn't go in the hole. Fuck this.
No,
This is shit.
there's certain shots where I may have hit it to a decent range and have a birdie putt at it, but it's not the shot I wanted to hit.
No.
I didn't execute the shot I wanted to hit. So back to your thing about that cover, the cover number is pretty much how you explained it. It's you don't scope that flag going, oh yeah, 131, and then you go, what do I hit 131? And then all you think of is the flag, and then all of a sudden you forget that the green's elevated, it's a bit colder. It's sitting down in the fairway a little bit.
You also forget that the flag that you're zapping is 2 meters in the air.
That as well, but
if you're zapping
you're
the
also,
top of
you're also standing from here, so that's that much of elevation,
I
which
know.
does nothing.
But what people, and this is something and this is so minute, but it could actually make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you're talking about that much because you're 180 centimeters tall and the
flag's
flag
200
is
centimeters.
210,
Yeah,
whatever it
whatever
might
it
be.
is. Yeah.
But that's still
Not
not where you want to land it.
From 165 meters hitting uphill, yeah.
Correct. But even on a flat
it
lie,
might change by a meter.
even on a flat lie, if you take
Hmm.
that 165 number as gospel because it's to the top of the flag, you're going to fly it.
Yeah,
You're going to fly it.
Yeah,
It's going to
essentially.
pitch. It's going to pitch at 167, 168.
essentially with
you know
all
what I
else
mean?
equal, essentially, yeah.
All else equal.
But
So-
back to what I was saying with that 131 number. If you're then looking at it going, 131, and you're like, piss, I hit 8 iron. So you pull 8 iron and you leave it 25 feet short, but you flushed it, and you're like, oh, why didn't that get there? It's because 1, green's elevated. 2, it's a bit colder in the air. You hit 8 iron.
Oh, there's
once.
so
you
many
hit 8 iron.
factors.
You hit 8 iron 135 once, but what you got to take into account, you go, okay, green's elevated, that adds a couple. Cold air adds a couple. Before you know it, you're hitting a 140 meter shot, and it's going 131. So all of a sudden in your head, you're going, okay, I need to hit 140. What's going to hit at 140? Okay, if I just lay off a 7 iron just a tiny bit, and all of a sudden you pin high.
Yeah.
So those cover numbers, those cover numbers are essentially to carry a hazard or something that's going to put you into trouble, and then you got to account for your miss.
Yeah.
So your cover number, for example, 191 to the hole, right? And there's water short of the green. 191 to the hole, you're not going, oh, I've got to really get after a 4 iron. I've got to smoke this. But to cover the water is 182,
Yeah.
say, pins at the front. So if you mishit that slightly, carry it bottom groove, it pitches into the front bank and rolls into the piss.
Yeah.
So you got to think 182 is to cover the piss. If I hit 4 iron as hard as I can, it maybe gets past 185. So all of a sudden you're thinking 191 is as short as I want the ball to go. So what's going to get me 195? okay, I got to hit 2 iron
Yeah.
with a bit of a cut. So you hit a 2 iron, you cut it a little bit, you don't catch it quite good, but it's still going to carry 190 or 185.
100%.
So you've got that cover number covered. Hence why it's there. You cover it.
It's a cover number.
It's a cover number. You've got it covered. So your miss, the shortest the ball is going to go is that flag, and vice versa. If long is dead, you scope or you use your yardage book to gather a number on the back of that green, so that whatever club you hit, even if you roast it, it's never going to go past that point.
Yeah.
Because short might be okay.
Yeah.
So you're going to scope
And
that
it's-
flag, 142, sweet, back of the green is 154. It's slightly downwind.
Yep.
You know, it might jump back up there. 142, you're thinking 8 iron or something like that. You're not going to hit 8 iron and try and lay off it because you have the tendency to hit it better if you lay off it a little bit. So it's like, okay, I hit my 9 iron, 134. So you're just going to hit a solid 9 iron. 'Cause you know it's going to travel a little bit. You can't go long. Before you know it, you're 10 feet short and long is dead. So you got that cover number of I've got to lay off it or something like that.
It's
so
all about-
it's all equations. It's maths.
It's all about perspective, right? And understanding
100%.
where you are in relation to your targets,
Yeah.
and then where the trouble is in relation
Yeah.
to where you are,
Yeah. Yeah.
and your targets are.
So the last
for
thing,
me,
my piece of advice for that is your club selection should be the last thing you choose.
100%,
Should be the last thing you choose.
100%. I completely agree.
Just gather your numbers, and then whatever number is going to get you to that point the best, considering your miss, wherever it may be, then choose the golf club that's going to do the best job.
And you've gone on for a bit there, and it's great information, but it could be a lot, like a bit confusing to some.
It might make your head spin off.
For me, right, if I was an amateur golfer, maybe, and I am an amateur golfer, right? How I would go about it is zap your flag.
Yeah,
Like
what do you take out of that?
what do I take out of it? All right, how I would go about it in future, let's say 150 out, bunkers short, right and left.
Yeah.
Heavily protected green.
So what are you going to scope?
I scope the flag first, and then I scope each of the bunkers.
Beautiful.
Top lip,
Fantastic. Perfect.
right? Top lip of each of the bunkers and go, right, well, if I pull one to the left bunker, it's going to be 152 carry to clear it. If I push one and I slice it or whatever it might be, it's going to be 148 carry. Flags at 157, sick. I'm going to hit something that I know even on a poor strike will go at least 154.
Cool. So what's that? Okay. So, that short bunker. What's that short bunker? Is long dead in this particular scenario?
No, not necessarily.
Long's okay.
Not necessarily.
Cool. Okay.
Let's say for this example, no, it's not dead at all.
It's
so
probably
long's kind of your friend, but also like you want to be on the green.
Yeah, of course.
I'm thinking 3.
But of course-
I'm thinking of 3 at Berg when I think about this scenario.
Yeah. Okay. So four's okay, but you definitely want to get it past that front right trap.
Yeah,
Yeah. Cool. So back of the green is your friend.
kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of. So I'm thinking like a little punchy 6 iron definitely gets me to 154 carry.
Yeah. Yeah. Because in case you do happen to like pull it or catch it hot, it pitches at the back there and it might trundle off the back.
Yeah. That's it.
And if you hit the shot you want, you pin high.
Exactly.
I like where your head's at.
So, yeah, that was just a little interesting
Yeah.
take that Michael sent me
Yeah.
about a different way to approach the game.
Yeah.
A lot of people get fascinated with where the flag is and hit it to there
Yeah. No.
because, the phrase, aim small, miss small.
No, see, Tiger Woods and Marco Mira couldn't have stressed this enough with Tiger Woods. He always asked, do you hit it pin high? And Tiger's like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? Best player in the world goes, what are you talking about? He goes, if you can hit the number 9 times out of 10, you're never going to be too far away.
No.
Especially if you can get that ball starting online relatively good enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then perfect it, and then your dispersion goes down. But if you can concentrate on hitting that number and hitting the ball solid, you're never going to be too far away.
No, God,
and that's
no.
why Tiger was so good. Because even if he mishit it, he was so good at getting the ball starting online. He just hit the number. It seemed like he fired at every fucking pin because he seemed like he stumped everything. But he just hit it pin high. That's why he had so many birdie putts at it. And then his putting was so solid, it looks like he boxed everything.
Yeah.
It's just he hit it pin high. And yeah, once again, the fascination of going for every flag. No. Scope. So everyone should start doing this, exactly what you said. Scope the flag, cool, 165. Scope everything around it. So short bunker, you don't want to go there. Or short piss, you don't want to go there. Scope the back of it, cool, 148. I just need to hit something that at worst is going to get me 155.
Yeah.
Because then even if you miss it goes 155, cool, that's fine. But
Still make up and down.
Still make up and down, or vice versa, or whatever's going to make me go no further than 160. Because 165, you might have hit a 7 iron once, 165.
Yeah.
Don't hit 7 iron. Because your worst 7 iron goes 150, it goes back into the water. So
Story
it's
time.
that cover.
Story time.
Yeah, hit me.
A few years ago when you and I were playing for like early days when we first met each other and stuff, do you remember we were playing one day after work?
Sorry, I'm just getting a second question. Yeah.
That's right. One day after work, we went and had to hit at Heidelberg, right? And we walked down 5, and I was hitting 2-iron off 5 every time, and more often than not, because I wasn't the greatest ball striker, putting it in the shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And I hit one, and I put it in the shit, and then you go, wait, go back to your bag, grab driver, grab another ball, hit driver. And I'm like, well, I never hit driver here. 5 at Heidelberg is like a 260 par 4.
Yeah, it's about from the back it's like 272 or something.
At most.
Yeah.
It's drivable for me in favourable conditions.
Yeah.
Right? And I went and I hit driver and I put it on the green.
Yeah.
And you go, as we were walking down the fairway, and you said to me, do you know why I asked you to hit driver? And I said, no. And he said, look, have a look at the green. Have a look at the hole as we're walking down the fairway.
Yeah.
And the 5 at Heidelberg opens up the further down the hole you go.
Yeah.
Right? All the trouble just seems to push further and further
Yeah,
away from the green.
Yeah, it does.
And you said that exactly. You go, the further down the hole you get,
The more you got to miss.
the more room you've got to miss.
Mm-hmm.
So why the fuck are you messing around with 2-iron?
Yeah, in the skinniest part of the fairway.
Trying to, slot one.
When was the last time you saw me hit iron on 5 at Berg?
Oh, never.
I don't think I ever hit 5.
No.
I'm just sitting driver wherever it goes, it goes.
Exactly.
I can make up and down.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've ever hit.
Yeah.
Unless I'm waiting for someone, I might
Yeah.
pull out left club.
Yeah.
But I've never hit less than driver on that hole since.
Yeah. Yeah,
And that's
because
because
no
all
matter
the trouble
really-
is short.
Yeah.
So you need to hit a bigger club to cover it.
Yeah, exactly.
Same process.
Exactly.
Doesn't have to be a bunker short of the green because, the bunkers are
Those
on that
bunkers
hole.
aren't that bad.
They're bailouts, right? But the trouble is the overhanging trees and the shit and all that kind of stuff. And you got to have the length and the accuracy to hit that sort of shot.
Of course.
But you don't want to be messing around knowing that the club that you're hitting is finishing in that zone.
Yeah,
gotta finish past
100%, 100%. You've got more room to miss with a shorter club, which is usually not the case.
It's never easy. Never
It's
easy.
usually not the case. Yeah, no, well, yeah, I like it. I like where your head's at with that.
There you go. All right. So my second cut question for you this week. Mm-hmm. I watched a lot of the golf last night, be like the early starters. So the guys who aren't really in the race.
Yeah, but they've made the cut good on. High five.
Right. You've been in that situation before where you're not necessarily in the hunt for a win,
Yeah.
but you've still got to go out and play.
And play, yeah.
What's your mindset in those situations going into that style of event, let's say? Where you're not unless even if you shoot a million under and the bloke who's winning has a million over, that's the only way you're winning.
Yeah, okay. My mindset changes from event to event because no one's mindset is the same going into each event. So there's always something different on your mind, or you always have a different approach going into it. Everyone's going to have a different approach going into the Memorial Tournament as they will the John Deere Classic.
Well, let's put it into
mean?
perspective of one of the bigger events of the year. Let's say hypothetically you're out of the race for state champs and you've still got to play your final round on a Sunday knowing full well that anything you do on the golf course still isn't going to get you within a sniff.
Yeah, okay. So the mentality change is I just want to see how many spots I can jump and how much more money I'm going to save myself.
Okay.
So what I do is you obviously remember because you're in the moment. I know every shot that I hit during the state champs, good and bad. So I start at 4 over par in the final round and the leaders are at 8. So unless they shoot 6 over and I shoot 8 under, I'm not winning.
No.
So, and I'm not expecting the leaders to shoot anything close to that. They generally shoot around square or about under again. Right. So I'm like, okay, I'm 4 over par and that's tied for 39th.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be like, how low can I go? Or how much better can I get this? And then how much money does top 39 get me? And how much money is at the end of the round? Then I use that as motivation. How much can I save myself? How much can I save myself here?
See yourself a goal. So if you're tied for 39th, then it gets you $600.
Yeah.
But top 28 gets you 1,000.
Yeah, something like that. Like I've saved myself money, and the more shots I hit, the less shots I hit, essentially in that final round is going to make me more. And it's seeing how many spots you can jump.
Yeah,
it's seeing how many players you beat.
So you still got to try and find. That's kind of where your own personal competition Saturday round comes into it.
You're not trying to beat those top guys in that final group. You're trying to beat yourself.
Yeah, cool.
So that's where you got to dumb it down to because you still got a tournament to play. You still yeah, people might go, oh, he's 11 back, he's got no chance, but he's still out there grinding like he's got a chance.
Yeah, because that
It's
was
like,
my first thought watching these guys last night. I was like, oh,
they're playing
Xander's 18 under,
Yeah.
or whatever it
Yeah.
was, 17 under,
Yeah.
and these guys are 2 over.
But don't forget if so, for example, that Tosti guy, I'm not sure his first name. He was fun to watch because he smokes it, just smokes it,
Right.
and just hits it everywhere, right, and just does something with it, right. He even making a couple birdies down the stretch can make you 50 grand.
Oh, yeah.
Jumping a couple spots.
Yeah.
So it's that motivation that they have. Last place after making the cut gets you 45 grand in the PGA Championship or something like that.
Yeah,
Gets you
right.
43 grand. But if you make 2 birdies and jump 3 spots, all of a sudden you've got 110 grand.
Yeah.
So those
There's
three
a
holes,
lot of money on the line.
Playing 3 holes gets you 70 grand or something like that. You know, so that they use that as motivation if they're out of the hunt. So it's sort of, I take the same mentality into it. I'm just how many spots can I jump?
Fair enough.
Sort of thing. So that's
Fair enough.
where I am.
Have you got a question for me?
I don't. I was trying to think of one the whole time.
You can't
I was
think of
trying
one?
to think of one the whole time. Give us a sec. Do you want to?
No, I've honestly,
do you have
mate,
any topic you want or any question you got or?
I can ask. Well, nah, not really, to be honest. Okay, well, I'll give you another second cut question. How important would you say for amateur golfers purchasing a piece of equipment such as like an MGI is?
Very well. Okay, it's
Because we've both got one,
yes,
and they're lifesavers.
it's the best thing I ever bought. I didn't understand the hype of it. That's why having a caddy is amazing.
Yeah.
And that's why with a lot of the tour pros, it is so important to have someone that you can rely on
Yeah.
to do 30% of the work for you.
Mm.
The other 70% is obviously that golfer playing and actually producing during
Mm.
the tournament, actually playing, shooting those low numbers, trying to win.
Yeah.
And that caddy is doing all that cleanup. So providing the numbers, holding the clubs, cleaning up after him, all that sort of stuff. He's sort of like your butler.
Yeah.
Essentially, he's doing a lot of the work for you.
The famous butlers of Rosanna Golf
Shut
Club.
up, this fucking bloke. Right. So having that MGI is the same sort of thing. You don't have to push your bag. You don't have to worry about, bringing your bag up to the green because you're not sure what club to hit. All you need to do is, drive it up to next to your ball. You walk up there. Okay, grab this bag and then wheel it off. You're standing there the whole time. If you need it halfway down the fairway, it comes to you. You can guide it.
If you've got the remote.
It's sort of like that energy preservation. And when people go into a round going, oh, I'm hungry before the round, it's like, hang on, no. You should never go into a round hungry. You should never go into a round feeling lazy or tired. And it's hard not to because you might get a shit sleep the night before.
Yeah, correct.
But that's where that MGI comes in. You can preserve energy. And throughout a round, going out there for 4.5 hours, walking 9, 10, 11, 12 Ks,
Yep.
you take up a lot of energy.
Oh, yeah.
And it honestly, a lot of it's time. A lot of it's the time out there. You get hungry, you get lousy, you get slow, you get tired, and pulling your bag, pulling 30 kilos around a golf course through
No,
grass,
thanks.
it takes a lot out of you. It really does. And then trying to play good golf, it takes that mental side of it out as well. So if you can provide yourself with, if you can ease the tension off yourself by having something that's going to do it for you, and once
Why
again,
not?
and another thing, keeping that energy up as well. You've got to
Absolutely.
keep those energy levels up, and you're going to play some good golf.
Absolutely.
So-
well, I purchased mine because Heidelberg's a hilly track.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, 100%.
And I was pushing around a 30 kilo bag because it had 1,000 golf balls in it because I was crap. And I was worried about losing golf balls and running out.
Hitting it to Rosanna.
Hitting it to Rosanna like I did on Saturday.
Yeah.
And I found that like I'd get to 14, 15, 16 and then my scores would just plummet and I'd go wipe, double bogey. Coming in, 16, 17, 18. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, because you're tired.
And then I'd like walk to the car and go, fuck, I'm exhausted. A round of golf should not be that hard. And I was a lot fitter back then than I am now. But now with my MGI, it's just
You're good.
piss.
You're good. That's
Piss.
the reason why I bought the MGI was because I was going to Heritage. And Heritage is like naturally just longer. It's just a longer piece of land.
the thing about Heritage is that the distances between greens and tee boxes is long.
It's not actually that bad.
In some places it is.
It's worse than Rosanna. Rosanna's next to each other because
Yeah.
it's on a smaller bit of
And-
land.
and
I used to carry around Rosanna.
Yeah.
I used to carry my bag
Yeah.
sometimes if I'm feeling up to it because it's pretty flat.
Yeah.
Rosanna's not a difficult walk. It really isn't. It's pretty flat. The biggest biggest incline you've got is walking up 9, and after you round up 18,
Yeah, that's it.
up the hill towards clubhouse, and you're done.
That's
but
it.
walking up 9 was the hardest walk, and maybe up the 4th hill that's 20 meters. But other than that, Heidelberg is a much harder walk, and then Heritage around
sheer length.
Henley is a hard walk.
Oh, yeah.
That's long because you're going up through the hill as well and back down, and it's playing a pretty difficult golf course. But that's the reason why I bought it, and it's game changing.
There you go.
Absolutely game changing. I couldn't recommend it enough.
Well,
I've got one for you.
here we go.
Quick one.
Yep.
I'm going to make you accountable and think in your head.
Okay.
So think let's think about this for a sec.
Words, Joel.
Excuse everything you have in your life right now that you're doing. So
That's
work.
a lot. Yeah,
So
that's
working.
a lot. Yeah, go
So
on.
working takes up 90% of your time.
Yeah.
Do you think? Excuse that. Say that wasn't a thing. What do you think you would have to improve on in yourself, whether it's practice more or whatever it may be, to improve your golf on the weekend?
Oh, I'd definitely practice more. I'd have
Okay.
to go out and practice more.
Yeah.
I'd also have to, like today's a prime example. I had an RDO today. I played with my mum this afternoon, and I sat on the couch and did nothing for
Let me
like
reword it.
6 hours.
If you had some more extra time,
Yeah.
particularly of a morning, I
Yeah.
guess, if you had some extra time each day, extra 2 hours, what would you do different to improve your golf? What would you do different?
2 hours.
Yeah. Extra 2 hours each morning.
Just go out and practice more, and I'd verify. I'd make my practice more varied. So, like, if I had 2 spare hours every day, 7 days a week. So instead of starting at 7 at work, I started at, let's say, 10 o'clock. I'd probably get up at the same time, and I'd spend an hour or two, 3 or 4 days a week practicing. Not much, just half hour, just so that I can not lose that feeling.
Only that though?
I'd probably do a little bit more.
Okay.
Might, as much as I hate it, I might go into the gym.
That's what I was trying to hint at.
I might go into the gym.
Yeah.
You call me fat.
No. Yes. No. No.
Yeah, I'd probably get into the
but
gym.
that's very
I hate
important.
the gym. Can't stand
Same.
it.
Same. I wouldn't say I hate it. The feeling afterwards doing a session, I feel unbelievable.
Yeah.
Feel amazing. Like you go have that shower and you're all pumped, you feel good, your body's going, yes, right? But it's starting. The motivation of starting going, all right, I'm going to go to the gym or I'm going to do a workout. Fuck that.
See,
I hate it.
I played sports where I had coaches
Yeah.
telling me what to do and when to do it.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't have that self-motivation.
Yeah,
I have it,
yeah,
I have
yeah,
it
yeah.
a little
You
bit
don't
for
have that
golf.
push.
And I have it a little bit for golf, but also like my motivation for golf comes from external sources like playing with you or playing with the boys. It's just like, cool, the boys are going to play, so I'm going to go join
I'm
them,
going to go. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Whereas get up at 5:30 in the morning, go and do a CrossFit class, go fuck yourself. No thanks.
I'm very similar. See, going
No
to a
thanks.
practice session, you don't have to tell me twice. See ya.
Yeah.
See ya. On my days off, I usually don't set an alarm because sleep is extremely important, especially if you lose some during the week. Catch up on it, right? And then the second I wake up, I'm cruising for half an hour. You lay in bed, just sit on your phone for 10 minutes, roll out, eat something, have a coffee, get changed, and off down to the course I go. And whatever time I go, all right, I've had enough. Or usually I set a routine for myself throughout the practice session. Do that, and off I go. But
That's
going
it.
to the gym, there's fucking something in my head that I just can't do it.
Yep.
I just can't. Like,
Yeah,
and I
there's
know I
something
need
about
to. I know I need to.
If you're
I
one of those people, and I know
just-
a lot of them who can actually get up and be motivated and go to the gym every day and
Hats
work
off
out.
to you, 'cause
Hats off to you. I don't have it. I don't know what it is.
I know that's going to be so
I have more
game
motivation
changing.
to play darts in my garage.
I have
do
so
that.
much. But I want to do it.
Yeah,
Does
so
that
do
make
I.
sense? I want to, and because I have the time to as well. I know I do. There's some shifts I don't start till 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I can easily get up at 6 and go do a couple hours of just
an hour.
just conditioning.
Just
conditioning.
you don't even need
get
that.
the
You need
body
half an
feeling
hour.
good. Get the body feeling good. Get stronger. And I know it's going to help the golf, but for some fucking reason, there's a mental barrier that just says,
Nah, fuck that.
nah, just lay there. You're comfy. You know what I mean? Nah, you're good. You're comfy. Nah, just fuck.
All right, let's leave it there. That's a good place to wind it up, I reckon. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in and watching this week and listening on Spotify as well. Be sure to check out our Instagram and TikTok for more clips. Be sure to check out Halfcaf Golf. This stuff is amazing.
Yep. Yep. Sorry.
What were you going to say?
Oh, we might be having a little surprise for you guys. We're videoing Wednesday.
We keep saying this. The first one didn't go that well.
Yeah,
We're
but
hoping.
we
We're
also
hoping
want
the
to build it
second
up.
one. We're going out on Wednesday to record a little bit of stuff,
Yep.
ladies and gents,
Yep.
and we're hoping to bring that to you in the coming weeks.
We're hoping it
if
works
it's
out
good.
this time.
The first was not good.
was cheeks.
It was crap.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, we'll see
That's
how
it.
that goes. That's
Yep.
about it. Check us out on YouTube and Spotify. Like and subscribe. Follow us. 5-star review. Tell your friends. Watch your TikToks. Watch the Instagram reels. Hit them well. We'll see you next week. Cheers.